Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi.
We just had
Holy shit.
we had 10 minutes of a show without you guys. I mean, we were literally having the show. So anyway, sorry we're late. Welcome to the A show. Oh my God, take 2. Wow. It's been one of those days. So hi. Good evening. We just skipped the whole thing. We did do the music too. Too bad you weren't there with us.
They were there and we knew you were there. So sorry.
So, I can't tell you how awesome the first 12 minutes of the show was without you guys. We even talked to all of you and put some of your comments up. So did you feel it? Did you feel that energy? Because we were talking with you.
I know I did. And, it was awesome.
It's one of those days. I swear to God.
Sorry.
Monday and Tuesday. So hi, Michael and Lon and Alex and Bigwig and let's see who else here. I saw Heather. Oh my God, I can't believe we did that. But I told you it wouldn't be us if we didn't screw up. So
and I'm glad you felt it there.
Oh no, thank you, Eva, for Jacob. Oh my God. So now we get to start again. So welcome to the A show. We have a great show planned for you tonight. Steve, everybody coming in, good evening. We have back one of our favorites, Brian Donahower. We are going to talk about consciousness and a map to your soul. And it is going to be a fascinating show. So,
Hi.
Very, very shortly since we spent the first 10 minutes talking to ourselves.
So do you want to whip through a few things before Brian comes on?
Yeah, sure. Let's knock it out real quick.
Okay.
Did you have any? Okay.
I have plenty, but
do you
first?
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Well, you brought up about your clips.
I just want to say I'm just having a hell of a time on Clips for Sale. That's what we were talking about before I realized we weren't actually live. And Madness Entertainment Group, hi. Yeah, so I have a clip store, which is mostly wrestling and some light fetish. Clips for Sale is an adult-oriented fetish site, but you can do whatever you want on there. A lot of people don't have anything that's naked on there, but I've gone from like 180 clips because I've had it since like 2009, 2010. I've gone from 180 clips down to 30 because of these new laws, these new compliance laws that are for the kids. And it's frustrating because they can't, as smart as AI is, it can't apparently police the age of a 40-something-year-old woman. So it's very, it's infuriating because we now need to prove everybody in a video. And when you're selling pay-per-view wrestling, you are dealing with the wrestlers, you're dealing with the referees. So everything that's in there, everybody that's in there has to have a compliance. They have to have their ID and a model release. And with wrestling, as a lot of you are aware, if you're wrestling fans, a lot of the people aren't in the business anymore. Some of them are not even alive anymore. So this has gotten extremely frustrating for me.
Well, were you putting some of your clips on BentBox to try it out?
Yeah, I'm trying to move over to BentBox because they're not as persnickety with some of this, but they're also not as well known. So the money is not really there. But I've gone to like a quarter of the amount of income now that I used to make because of all these issues. So it is extremely frustrating.
Support April on bentbox.co. Her Clips for Sale, Patreon, TikTok.
Yeah, I appreciate your support more than ever now. So thank you.
Yes. And Patreon, remember, is free to join.
Yeah.
So you just have to, it depends on what you want to do after that.
Yeah, what's hard with Patreon is they don't actually host the videos. So unlike Clips for Sale and OnlyFans, they will host videos. Patreon will not. They only take a link. So you can't actually put videos up there. You have to link from somewhere else. So that, and thanks for putting the link in the chat. I appreciate it.
Yes, BentBox.
It's BentBox with a B. So literally like bent box.
Bent like crooked carrot.
So it's exactly. Bent carrot. It's BentBox.
There you go.
But it's out of England. Bentbox.co.uk, I believe it is. So They're not new. They've been around for a while. They just have shitty PR, I guess. So yeah, that's
time
to
to
make them
famous. April, you can make.
Yeah, we're trying. They actually have really high quality stuff on there. A lot of high quality girls, mostly Europeans and girls from non-Americas. But they also allow me to put all my stuff up without a hassle. So there we go. Good. Cool, awesome dude. Everybody joining us. We appreciate you. So yeah, if you like a lot of cosplay, a lot of lingerie, wrestling, all that stuff, they are Bent Box will. That's your jam right there. But it's not it's not XXX, which is one of the reasons I like it.
I don't like girls, but is there dudes on there? I'll get on a look.
There might be. I'll
find out for you guys. Let you know for the women in here.
Yeah, Alex says, what's better, Patreon, Bent Box, or clips for sale?
Ooh.
What's better? What do I like the most? So they're different platforms. Personally, I like Patreon. Like my Patreon, that's patreon.com, April Hunter. I have to say that because they've taken me out of the searches because mine is considered over 18. I really enjoy Patreon. I have a lot of really amazing patrons, and it's very easy to update. My biggest complaint for them is that they won't let me host video. So anything has to be hosted somewhere else. And since somewhere else doesn't allow for anything too risque, I can't put anything on like YouTube and then bring it over. It's a little bit limiting sometimes, but that's my only real issue. But Patreon is a really good, yeah. Then after that, I would say I actually prefer Bent Box to Clips for Sale, but Clips for Sale is more widely known. So,
okay. Well, keep them updated on what's up.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my do. Yeah, and then of course there's OnlyFans. OnlyFans will let you host more video, and they are not asking you to prove your ID in America. So it might be a platform to play around with a little bit more. Thank you, Steve. Play around with a little bit more in the United States now that they're asking everybody to prove things. So I wish they had more in-between sites for people like me who do light fetish and what I call erotic nudity, but I don't venture into anything XXX or, porn. Well, a lot of people don't understand the difference between porn and nudity. There is a world of difference. Like it is a wide chasm. But to define it for the layman out there, one has been done since the dawn of time, and you can go into any art museum and see erotic nudity anywhere in any country, including a lot of statues. And the other one includes bodily fluids and insertion. So if there's not bodily fluids and insertion, it probably falls into the artistic realm. And so we are not protected, although we should be protected with free speech and history. But there aren't a lot of in-between websites for us, and we're subjected to the same laws as the XXX porn stuff. So, yes, I still have OnlyFans. I still have it, and I do update it. It's just not my favorite site because a lot of people on there really just want the.
That's a good description.
So I spend a lot of my time with my customers going. They're like, "Do you do this? Do you do that?" I'm like, "No, I do not."
Yeah, no fun arguing with people.
Yes, Allie, thank you. See, you get it.
Explaining. There you go. I like it. Well said.
So,
all right. So what else you got?
I said my career has been fantasy, not reality.
Well, support Amber on all her sites. All of it. She needs it. Help her out.
I also wanted to mention this. We'll flip off of that for a second. I want to say, I know a lot of people are very much introverts now, and it's hard for us sometimes to get out of the house and go do things and meet friends and be social. But if you are a rebel and you're against the bullshit going on, I just want to remind you that being alone, isolated, and consuming or on a screen is what they want you to be doing. That's what they want for you. So to be the ultimate rebel is to get off the couch, get outside, get social, get into nature, see your friends, socialize, and gather with people. So
Right.
whenever you feel like you have social anxiety and you don't want to go out and be social, remember that your rebellious side and your fuck the man side, and get out there and do it.
Think of this podcast and what April just said.
Yes,
Get out
yes.
there.
And if you will please, by the way, if you're on and you are not logged in, please log in and say hi, and please share this podcast on your socials. It really helps. And for those of you coming in late, we appreciate you. I see you. Thank you for coming in. I see you in the chat. You're awesome.
I got a couple quick things if you don't to throw through.
Okay. Hi, Zach Binger. We're not skipping you.
Nope.
Hi, Real Dreadpool.
I like the name.
I know.
Deadpool,
I like both.
sorry.
Zach Minger.
Yes. I was just going to follow up on a couple short little things from last week. I hope everybody tried the algorithm thing. I know I did, and I'm getting a lot more puppies and Boston Terriers coming up on mine. So change your algorithm, change your life. So don't forget to do that. Make sure you plug in April Hunter all over the place so she can be added properly to your algorithm.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Found some boobies.
And
by the way, I just uploaded that Princess Leia video.
Oh yeah.
I did get it on Clips for Sale, so it is up. That cosplay video is up as of tonight. So if you are a Star Wars fan, you might like that.
Didn't you get a Squid Game stuff up there too?
Yes, I did. So that is on Bentbox. So I have a Squid Games video on Bentbox. Princess Leia is on Clips for Sale. So if you guys are cosplay fans, there are some new ones up.
Sweet. And go check out her wish list.
Yeah, if you didn't watch our Change Your Algorithm, Change Your Life episode, that was last week, and we had a fun time with that.
Yes. What else you got real quick before Brian gets on?
I don't have much. I wanted to kind of we'll touch on this for the next show. I wanted to talk about next week. One of the things we'll talk about is how in journalism school, we learned the art of having to debate both sides of a topic, even if you don't agree with it. So we had to debate like hardcore. We had to debate for something and against something, even if we didn't believe in it. And we had to give a legitimate ethos, pathos, logos argument for each side. And I think that we'll talk about that further next week. I think that's something that we've all, most of us have lost the art of. And it really, really, really opens your mind and makes you think. Because when you have to argue a point for something that you don't believe in, it forces you to look at the other side of something. And while you may not agree with it, at least you can understand it a little bit more. And I think this is what we've lost in society, kind of like how one of our previous guests said that Americans have grown up not being allowed to talk about politics or religion at the dinner table, and not being allowed to drink at a younger age, like most foreigners do. So therefore, once we get older, we are completely handicapped. We don't know how to discuss politics or religion. We don't know how to drink responsibly. And we've handicapped ourselves by not being able to engage in these things. So, or in the workplace. Exactly. So we've lost the art of discussion, and it's gotten more and more polarized because we don't practice it. So this will be something that we will touch on next week. But this week, since we have such an amazing guest, it would be, I think, better for us to use that time wisely and pick his brain.
Can I say one more thing before you pop him on?
Absolutely.
Just for everybody, we all know there's been a lot going on this week, and me and April are well aware of all the headlines in the news. But Brian is a much better thing to talk about, or his discussion is going to be much better than the topics on the news today. And so follow April on all the platforms. You can have great discussions with her on what's going on in the news if you like. But for today, we're skipping that.
Yeah, we've seen it.
So am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
A lot of shit going on. We're well aware. So
yeah, thank you, Eva. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Brian Donahower. He is the author of The Awakening Code. He is a speaker. He is a QHHT practitioner. So our show is called A Map to Your Soul. He is also an AI specialist. He knows a lot about it, and he's very pro AI, all the good stuff. But today the show is about consciousness. So let's bring on Brian.
Yay.
Hey.
Yay!
Hi,
Hey,
April.
Brian.
Hi, Eva.
Welcome.
Can you hear me okay? Hey, I got a
Yes.
brand new microphone. I'm hoping it's much better.
I
Oh, I
can
can
hear. That's
hear
a
you.
running joke, is never being able to hear Brian speak.
Uh-huh.
How am I supposed to follow what you just, you had your pre-show 10 minutes and then you had 10 minutes of porn.
Yeah,
And
we had a pre-show. You're the only one that caught it.
you guys
Just
know
be
what
you,
meant.
Brian.
And I have mud wrestling going through my mind.
Hey, nothing. Is that a bad thing?
Yep,
I mean,
that's the
No.
only thing I don't have on Clips for Sale, but we have another version of something like that. So yes.
So thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. So how are you
Thanks
guys
for
doing?
coming.
We are doing okay. Thank you for coming on and especially on short notice. We really appreciate that. We're happy to have you back. So yeah, our last show with AI gave me a whole new view on how to I guess to view it and treat it and talk to it. So and
I would love, Brian, if you have an opportunity to come back on sometime soon and talk about AI on that show.
We
You're
can.
okay with that?
April and I kind of brainstormed today, and we have a couple of deep topics about consciousness to go over. And I'm just going to follow your lead, April. Where do you want to start?
Well, I liked what you came up with. You had a soul alignment check on one of, and I also liked. If you want to start there and see how much time we have.
Okay, so soul alignment is an article I wrote and I posted on social media, and I was looking for something that was just above surface level signs or indicators that you're on the right path. Now, you'll hear people talk about angel numbers. You'll see 111 or other little synchronicities. Okay, this is what I'm calling surface level stuff. But let's try and go a little deeper here. And if we've been on this journey, and April, you and I have been together on this journey for 4.5, 5 years now. Okay, what else? What else can we look for? So that's what prompted. What should we go deeper here? And I came up with 6 ways to determine that you are further along down the road, if you will.
You mean on your spiritual awakening?
Right, on your journey.
Okay.
Right? The first one I came up with is solutions show up before the problems do. Now, let that bake in a little bit. Solutions show up before the problems do. And I'll give you an example. In 2023, I was opening the Holistic Center in Largo, and we were going to have a grand opening and vendors in there, but we needed something on the walls. And we were, okay, there's got to be some local artists in the area. Nothing. It's the day before the grand opening. And of course, guess who walks in? Hey, I'm a local artist. I got a bunch of paintings. Can I put them on the walls in here? Sure. Okay. So that happened the day before. Didn't ask. And it was just a simple example of, wow, that's, was that a synchronicity? How do I define that? Well, that was a solution that showed up before the problem did.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
second one. This is fun. You recognize messages that you've left for yourself.
that one's fascinating. I saw that in the I want to hear about that one.
Okay. So, and my personal experience with this is they tend to be humorous. They tend to be immediately recognizable, and you'll find them in the background. So you could be on the street and something out of the corner of your eye is what catches it. Or if you're reading an article or you hear a comment online, or maybe something somebody said, it doesn't really matter what the method is or the communication is, but intuitively, that's me. I would have said that. I would have wrote that to myself. I would have left that message for me. And what I get is my own humor. So they tend to be humorous. And the messages that I've left for myself. No, they're always encouraging. Keep going. Be positive. Don't be down. But they'll be kind of sarcastic too. Okay. And you, again, I'm sure you've come across things where you recognize that that's me. I would have wrote that.
You know where I find that a lot
Mhm.
for me? I don't know about other people, but I seem to find that a lot in my Facebook memories, because I
Mhm.
love checking Facebook memories.
Okay.
And then I like actually reading the comments from posts. It seems like
Mhm.
there was a lot more engagement back in the day on posts than there are now. And I think that's because
Mhm.
of algorithm. It
Okay.
wasn't so messed up back then. So it wasn't uncommon for a post to have,
Mhm.
you know, 30, 40, 50, even 70 comments where people were chatting.
Mhm.
And it's really interesting to go back through and see those memories and then see
Mhm.
the comments and then go, oh my God, I can't believe I said that back then. That's so relevant to now.
Yes,
Or I
exactly.
can't believe somebody said that back then. That's relevant to
Mhm.
what's happening right now in my life.
And you connect
Or
those things. Yeah.
right. Or a
Mhm.
journal or a note and or
Right.
something like that.
Or it could be even a song lyric or something, your favorite. Why am I humming this song in my head? Why is it stuck in my head for 2 or 3 days? Oh, maybe
Earworm.
maybe my subconscious is trying to tell me something.
Dun,
Uh,
dun, dun,
I
50
know.
ways,
dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun.
no, 50 ways to leave your lover or something like that, you know.
Well, there's that too.
Oh, now I'm gonna be singing that one, right?
Okay. Okay. The
Thanks, Brian.
third one is my favorite. Your passion is greater than the sum of all your fears. And this is my personal
Mm,
motivation, and it's how I defined my purpose. The original quote is, and it's in the Awakening Code: when your purpose, excuse me, when your passion is greater than the sum of all your fears, you will know your purpose.
Wait a minute. Say that one more time.
When your passion is greater than the sum of all your fears, you will know your purpose.
Ooh, that's a deep one.
that's
I like that.
that's a tweetable.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about greater than the sum of all your fears. I'm passionate about what I'm doing, about sharing what I've learned with others, and it makes me happy. Okay. To do that, I have to overcome my fear of public speaking or being on podcasts. I have to overcome the fear of all the haters that show up because you put yourself out there.
The criticism, right?
Fuck those haters.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
I have that too, where I'm just like, oh man, if I put this out there, I'm gonna take so much heat for it.
Mhm.
So what?
So yeah, same.
Do it.
Well, you get heat anyhow. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You can be
Yeah.
rather benign and as possible and very fair and equal, and you'll still get you're a scammer or this or that and the other thing. And I don't know where they come from, but it's. I was told that's actually a good sign that I should be grateful for that because it means you're actually getting out there, even though you're
Yeah.
getting. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard the
Okay.
more hate you have, the better you're doing.
I haven't heard that one, but I think that's what he meant. You know, and so if you can overcome those fears, and like I said, anything with public speaking or being on an April show or trying to follow April on a show, that's kind of tough. Okay. The
Oh, stop.
okay, so you overcome that fear, and your passion just leads into the synchronicities. One thing leads to another. I happen to be looking forward to being on your show again. I didn't know when. It just worked out. I was free this evening. I didn't have any sessions today. This was perfect.
Yes.
So when you're able to overcome those fears, and we all have fears, so we all have to deal with them. Even you, April, and
Mhm.
just
April has no fear.
No, I have plenty of fears. Trust me.
it doesn't mean you're not afraid. It doesn't mean you don't feel the butterflies. It means you just do it anyway.
You work through it and you
You
keep
just
your
work
eye on
through it.
yeah.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
what it means.
Yeah, they
I
say
think
fear is the number one thing that keeps you from becoming who you're supposed to be.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So overcoming that fear, and it can be one piece at a time. It's all cumulative. But the quote again is, "When your passion is greater than the sum of all your fears, you'll know your purpose."
Wow, I like that.
Okay. Number 4. I'll bet you can relate to this one, April. When you view caring for animals as a privilege,
Mhm.
I do. I just have backyard animals: raccoons, squirrels, birds, bunny rabbits, and I love getting up in the morning and feeding these guys. It's makes my day, and it's I look at it, it's a privilege. It's my turn to feed the birds.
Mhm.
What a privilege. Right now, I know it sounds silly, maybe to some people, but I equate that with, okay, I am in line with nature. I am in line with the planet and all living things as best I can. And how do I express that? Well, if it's just, spreading bird seed, okay, maybe that's a minor thing,
Mhm.
but that's how I'm able to express that. So I consider that a privilege, and that's why I added it to the list. Just look at things a little bit differently.
Cool. I
love
like it.
Yeah, I dig it.
I feed all the animals outside too.
Yeah. Number 5.
Mhm.
Most of your quality time is spent alone. Can anybody relate with that? Most of your quality time is spent
Yes. Yes, and I'm very protective of it too.
Mhm.
I get once I get with too many people, I get to the point where I'm just like, okay, everybody, you have to fuck off and leave me alone. And I don't answer the phone and I don't
Right.
answer texts. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that you're lonely and or don't have any kind of social life. You like your own company.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I do. I like my
Yeah.
own company. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm free
Ah.
to try to think something through or work something out or just watch cartoons or whatever space that I need. And
Cartoons? Love it.
there's a lot of comfort there and
Mhm.
in that alone time.
Yes.
Okay. And the last one is this is tough to do, but you no longer doubt your intuition. Okay, your head. What does your heart tell you? And what does your head tell you? What does your heart mind tell you? Versus logic. And you had mentioned this a little bit earlier, April, when you talked about debating both sides of the of an issue.
Mhm.
Well, it forces you to challenge your belief system, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we do tend to live in a
Mhm.
bubble or an echo chamber,
Yeah.
and we surround ourselves a lot of times with people
Okay.
who see
So
things the way we see them.
if you're able to successfully challenge your own belief system, well, you're about as reflective as a human can be, I think, and that's a wonderful place to be.
You know,
Mhm.
I think those are really, really telling. I I think if you're a person too,
Mhm.
where you put others first
Mhm.
and you are helpful, like Michael. If you're
Mhm.
somebody who helps other people and you tend
Mhm.
to think about them when you're
Mhm.
around people, your first
Mhm.
thought is, are they comfortable? Are they fed? Are they taken care of? Are they
Mhm.
sleeping well? Are they okay? So to recharge from that or to actually think about yourself, sometimes you need to be alone. So you
Right.
don't constantly think about
Mhm.
everybody else first. So that alone time is finally like, okay, I don't have to worry about if everybody else is doing okay. I can focus on what I want to do.
Did
Mhm.
you ever notice though there's a lot of people that fear that? Like they don't
Yes,
know how to be, or like for
they
instance,
can't be alone.
empty nesters, things like that. I've noticed it
Right.
more with that.
Mhm.
Right.
That they're just like, what do I do? What do I do?
I think this goes back to what
Try
April
something
said.
new.
We don't know how. They didn't know how to do that. Never learned.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
It's time they do.
And a
Okay.
lot of people, I mean, I never realized how bad it was until we got into the lockdowns.
Mhm.
I saw so many people terrified to be alone. I was just like, you know, what's going on with that? Like,
Mhm.
why can't they be alone or deal with the quiet or what's it
Right.
really opened up my mind to what was going on with the human, I want to say the human condition and how um kind of messed up we got because
Mhm.
being quiet and being in nature was always part of humanity, and
Right.
now we're just subjected to noise all the time.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
I'm going to jump on what Heather just mentioned about being overstimulated, and part of that being alone is, well, if you're a high vibrating, if you resonate high, you're just a high frequency person, a lot of energy, very positive. Um, you're on that journey, but you encounter a lot of people who are not as high. Some people want to suck the life out of you. They're just that kind of people.
Soul
And then
suckers.
these are the people that
Vampires.
you're in line at Walmart and they tell you their life story. That's that
I
happens,
get
right?
that all the time. I actually
So do I.
I like it. I don't mind it because I work from home most of the time.
Okay,
So I'm so
okay.
isolated. These little micro energy exchanges I'm
Right.
always interested. I want to hear about it.
Okay, so you absorb
I'm the
that energy
opposite.
from
I
that,
know.
and you're going to need that alone time to reset, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
To
yes.
calibrate. Okay,
Yes.
that's where I look at it a lot, because I personally, from my military experience, I have a little bit of PTSD sometimes, and it can get to me. I know how to work through it, but afterwards, I definitely need that alone time just to
Mhm.
settle my vagus nerve and calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understand.
So we were on the last point: no longer doubting your intuition, and that
Yes.
is, what does your head tell you to do? What does your intuition tell you to do? I find that, and I would suggest that
That's a big one.
your intuition is always right, has always been correct. You just don't find out until you were right years later sometimes. Yeah.
Because we overthink it.
Yeah.
Or the dog bit him in the foot. Then you know. Then you know. You should have trusted your intuition.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, the dog never liked him. But what, you try to overthink it. You're like, oh,
Right.
maybe it's this,
Right.
maybe it's that. No, the dog never liked him, and now you know why.
I'm talking
Right.
years later sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Years later. Oh, I was right. How about that? And that person's long gone, but oh well. So, any questions on next level soul alignment? This is how suggested ways that you can just checkpoint for yourself. Am I in the right direction? Am I noticing these things? I don't have to have all six. One or two or three, and they show up. Okay, I passed the checkpoint. Let's just keep going.
Yeah. No, I think that you explained that really, really well.
Okay.
So thank you. I have been guilty in my life, and I think I don't think I'm the only one, of having the intuition, having that knowing, and then overthinking it, because I've been told so many times in my own life how crazy I am about things or whatever, or that it's just fear or whatever,
Mhm.
because I mean, intuition isn't instinct, and instinct isn't intuition. So sometimes you have to spend some real quality time trying to figure out what's instinct and what's intuition, because instinct can be based on fear, whereas intuition is always based on knowing. It's like
Knowing.
it's that little tiny subtle
Yeah,
flash.
and
It's
you
subtle.
define them right, but to immediately differentiate the two, I'm going to suggest
difficult.
that's the hard part right there.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So sometimes you have to really try and figure out, okay, is this instinct where I've been burned and I don't know what's going on, and I'm scared, and or is this intuition, like I should move forward or pull back or whatever. So I was overthinking.
If I'm questioning my intuition, I always find myself, I'm not crazy. I'm not losing my mind. This really did happen.
Yeah, if I'm questioning, I wait. I step back, I wait, I sleep on it. I don't answer the email, I don't answer the text. I give it space as much as I can, because I need to wait until I'm in a better headspace.
So are you able to be patient for as long as you need, or at some point you just have to pull the trigger?
I have learned to be patient.
Yeah.
I've realized a lot of people around me are not, though. They're very, very emotional and reactive.
Yeah. And this goes back to differentiating between, is it instinct, is it intuition? And maybe sometimes the best thing to realize is doing nothing is actually doing something. Maybe the best course of action
answering the people that are being emotional, it doesn't do any good.
Is to do nothing.
Okay. Right.
And then, tomorrow or a few days later, things look a little bit different. One of my father, I can't stand the bastard, but he was a smart man. Said to me, Brian, I was trying to tell him about my problems. I don't know. I was in my 30s or something like that. And he said, I want you to write down all your problems on Monday. I don't want you to do anything until Friday. Don't even think about it. Just go to work, do what you need to do. Pick up the list on Friday and see if you still have those problems.
That's a really good one.
And that's how I learned, okay, to just wait.
Great advice.
Okay.
That's really good advice.
In between Monday and Friday, my head was screaming. I wanted to fix this, or I needed to apologize to this person, or I need to go set things straight here, or whatever. But you go through all those figure eights in your head, you finally make it to Friday. It's not so much of a problem after all.
That's seriously good advice.
Mhm.
And I heard this one, and this one always stuck with me. If you have a problem
Mhm.
where you can have the solution, where the solution comes by an action, then you don't have a problem.
Okay.
So if your problem can be fixed by action,
Mhm.
you do not actually have a problem.
Mhm.
So
An
I like that
opportunity
too.
to excel.
mhm,
Not a problem, just an opportunity to excel.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. I
So
buy that from a very metaphysical perspective because the language of 3D is action.
hmm,
So that
Here's,
connects the dots for me.
here's a
The
good
J-
question.
Yeah.
Do active people have problems?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. This is a nice segue into spiritual bypassing.
Okay.
April, do you want to go down this road?
Yeah, definitely. I was just thinking, I went to Cuba for a while, and it gave me a different perspective on life
Mhm.
when you see that kind of poverty and you see people surviving with no running water and no electricity, and yet at the same time in the evenings they come out and sit together and play games together, and there's no internet except there's 200 hotspots on the island approximately.
Mhm.
So because there's no internet, it's a cash, mostly cash currency,
Mhm.
and no credit cards. So everything is done. It's like going back in the 80s again,
Mhm.
or 90s. And it's so different there. And there's some good and a lot of bad.
Mhm.
But when you see that kind of poverty and the lack of resources, and then you come home here and you can open up the tap and the water runs, and you
Mhm.
flip the switch and we have electricity and air conditioning. And I went to Cuba in July
Mhm.
with no air
Mm,
conditioning.
Mhm.
And then you come
wow.
home and you see these petty freaking complaints from HOAs about cutting the lawn.
Oh my, yeah. Yeah.
I just lose my mind because I'm just like, these are not problems. Or you've been
Mhm.
through a family member with cancer who has not survived.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, this is a problem that cannot be solved by inaction. Which means this is a problem.
Mhm.
So cutting the lawn can be solved by inaction. That is not a problem.
Right.
So it just drives.
Mhm.
So yes, active people definitely can have problems, but yeah, I mean, you get a different view.
I do.
I think
Yes.
everybody needs to go to Cuba and not on a cruise.
I went to Cuba on a cruise, and
Ah,
Did you dock in Havana and walk around old Havana for a little while?
yeah, and then got back on the ship that night. You know.
Yeah,
But
everybody does that.
and I left with the impression they were good people. They were hurting people.
Yes,
They were nice people. The city could use a good pressure washing.
big time. They were sad people too,
Yeah.
like broken people.
Yes.
Brian, when
And
did you go?
20. It was when they first opened up Cuba for travel. Was it? I forget who was president then, but 2019, I think. It was pre-COVID.
yeah,
Okay. In April, when did you go? Just
I was
curious.
about the same. It was about 2018, 2019, because I
Oh,
saw,
wow.
I mean,
Okay.
Trump was threatening at the time
Mhm.
to shut down all the travel with Cuba completely.
Mhm.
And I read Sunny, and I saw it coming. I'm like, oh, this guy's going to shut everything down with Cuba. I'm like, I better go now if I want to go.
Exactly.
So I went in on it was for the Cuban people pass visa, and where you can't get anything. You can't go to the military base. You can't
Mhm.
buy anything that's corporate. Everything has to be small business. And
Mm.
did that.
Mm.
It was kind of like we did like a little missionary type of thing with taking care of some of the all the stray animals. I don't know if you saw all the strays. I don't know if you got to see that or not.
I stayed in the city in Havana, and they kind of bus us around to sites they wanted to show us. And
Of course.
Yeah, we took toys for the kids because a lot of kids don't have anything. Did you see how many kids were running around in Mickey Mouse t-shirts that were 5 times too big and they were barefoot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Things like toilet paper and pencils and simple things.
Nothing.
It was amazing. It was eye-opening. It was, and I'm glad we went. And we went for the same reason that you had said, April. This is our chance to go. We might as well go. And
Yep.
That was the only reason why we needed it. And I'm glad we did.
I am too. And I see people joining us. Hi, Flash. Hi, Red Sunny.
Yes.
The topic today is a map to your soul. We're talking about consciousness and how far along in your spiritual journey you might actually be. So you might be further along than you realize. So see what these seeing signs actually means. So yeah, Michael, you're right.
Alex had a good question, if you don't mind, before we change that topic. How does one deal with one's own reactive mind?
Oh my God, that's such a good question.
It is.
Pause and take a breath. Seriously, pause and take a breath.
Pause. Yeah. Pause.
Yeah. So when you take a breath, when we breathe, right? When we breathe normally, we're breathing subconsciously from the back of our brain. But when you actively take a breath, you're consciously doing it. You're connecting this unconscious to the conscious by taking a breath. You're now activating the front part of your brain. So,
okay.
Thanks,
Michael, for clarifying that.
Yeah. But if you pause and take a breath, and then especially if something that you're dealing with is kind of bad, and you just embrace the suck, you're like, like you've hit every red light on the way to work, or that person is driving going 60 in a 70 speed limit. You're like, ooh, what a pleasure.
The psychological answer would be pattern disruption is what it would be to stop the reactive mind. And the pause, maybe a moment to reflect, or to remember to breathe. And there's certain breathing techniques that you can employ, box breathing or 4-7-8 breathing. 75% of all your toxins are released through your breath. The deeper or the better you are at diaphragmic breath work, probably the healthier you'll be. Okay, so that was good advice. That was very good advice. Now, reactive emotionally, you can react positive, you can react negative, but they both deserve that same pause. They both deserve just a moment to reflect. Do I need to be reactive? Okay. If it's a matter of life or death, fight or flight kicks in. Well, you have to make that decision. But otherwise, if you can fix it by an action, it's not a problem. Right?
Can fight or flight kick in when that asshole cut you off on the road?
It sure feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, breathe. Yeah, but take a moment.
Left lane campers aside, and by the way, just stay out of the passing lane, everybody. Just be nice. It's illegal to not move over. Left lane campers aside, living a proactive life is far, far better. It's spiritual. It is high quality. It's peaceful than living a reactive life.
Right.
And I would say 95% of people out there live a reactive life. Yes. You're reacting to everything around you rather than choosing to be proactive. And it is a choice. You can choose. You can switch from being reactive to proactive at any time you want, like right now. So instead of being, and I think honestly, I feel like social media was specifically set up to keep us reactive and at a much lower vibration.
Right. It works
on purpose. And it does work. Yeah.
That's a deep definition of detachment, and meaning you are selective about what you pay attention to.
And speaking of that, I know that had a good point. That's when you breathe and remember murder is illegal. Is it really? Is it? No, I'm
It
kidding.
really is.
It is.
Anyway, sorry.
Jameer's asking if I checked my email. I did not. What am I checking for? Am I checking for something? Is there a present in there? I like presents.
Yes, maybe there's a.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Why
I've
did the
done-
ego?
Yeah. So, tapping exercises, Heather's saying too. Yeah,
I
there's a
was
bunch
reading-
of ways.
Heather's comment caught my eye in the chat about the ego needing to die, and not so. The ego is it serves a function. It keeps us alive. It does, really,
Yeah.
and that's keeping the ego in check, I should say. I would suggest, but not necessarily the ego needs to die. The ego will die when we die.
Mm.
Good one. There's.
Oh, Red Sunny, thank you. Sorry, Brian.
He was looking down. I don't think he knew what was going on there. Yeah.
That's right. You throw the biddies, we flex them titties. Gotta make a
I
living.
was
here.
looking for mud wrestling.
There you go.
There you go. Exercise.
I've never done the mud wrestling. I did do Jello wrestling once.
Oh,
And
that'd
it
be
was
awesome.
extraordinarily slippery. Like they don't warn you how slippery it is.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do Jello wrestling, it gets up your nose and in your ears, like really up your nose and in your ears. So think about that before you get involved with or with Jello wrestling and pudding wrestling, just so you know if you're going to go do it.
Thank you for those important safety
Okay.
tips.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that's
that.
all right.
Wisdom from, don't say you don't learn anything on this show.
Gosh.
Putting up your nose and your ears. And sometimes in other areas, depending. Okay.
Well, okay. It's like, yeah. Okay.
I regret
Crisco or
mentioning it now. But I know I'm going to be dreaming about mud wrestling tonight. I don't know why.
Well, if I just think
Good for
about
you, Brian.
I'm a germ phobic, right? So, and Red Sunny's asking if I ever did mud wrestling, and no. And here's why: if you get pudding and Jello up your,
Oh man. Yeah.
imagine getting mud up there. Like
Is that
what
sign
kind of
language?
thing?
Is that sign
Yeah,
language?
yes,
for
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
That was the PG version of that.
So
Yeah.
imagine what you would get up your, you know what, and what you could get afterwards. So Jello, I would imagine, would be the most sanitary option.
Okay.
I
Well,
know
we learned
that.
a lot about mud wrestling here.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was the
Or
first
not.
10 minutes of the show that everybody missed. But
Yeah,
I
you missed the
yeah.
pre-show. It was all about that.
was your only audience for the first 11 minutes. So
I think there was, got to use a hose. Yeah,
Right.
well, it depends on what hose.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Anyway,
What is the next topic? We got off
yes,
topic real
we
quick
got
there.
reactive, proactive.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
this does tie into our next topic, spiritual bypassing. And
Yeah,
Ooh,
what
I'm
is
excited.
that?
what
is
does
that?
that mean?
Mhm.
Have you heard the term before? Spiritual bypassing?
I don't think I know it.
Nope.
Maybe I've heard it in passing.
Okay. And it's just a deflection or a denial mechanism, but it works both ways. And the map of consciousness that was, I hope you got, Eva. Are you able to share?
There.
Are you able to share that?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Whoop.
Eva, let me. Okay.
Let me shut those comments off so you can see. There it goes.
Okay, so we're going to come back to this. Okay. So, what is spiritual bypassing? If I am feeling guilt, and then I run into April on the street. Hey, Brian, how you doing? I'm doing great. Life's good. La-di-da. Keep vibing high. Let's go get a chai latte. I've never let on that I'm feeling guilty about something. I've just kept it in myself. I've spiritually bypassed working through that emotion. So that's from the bottom up. And also, spiritual bypassing happens from the top down. Okay. I could be, I'm some great guru, and I have a PhD in metaphysics, and I'm just going to advise everybody. And April, you and I were talking, and I just told you, well, you just need to meditate more. Very condescending. Okay, spiritual ego talking. Okay, that's another form of spiritual bypassing, again, but from the top down. Okay? and we've all
It's
run
like
run
spiritual
into.
narcissism in a way.
Yes. Oh, good
That's
term. Good
that's
term.
what I was always. I see a lot of that, especially on Instagram.
Hmm. Yeah, holier than thou stuff. Nobody is any better than anyone else, and we are all on our own journey at where we are supposed to be. And if we don't get it right this time, we'll get it. We'll try again next time. We are eternal, and we'll get plenty of chances, to do this if we want to. The,
Okay.
the third part of the map of consciousness is from a 5D perspective. Now, this is my opinion, okay, and I'm sharing this just after some careful thought. And we can focus on the survival paradigm, the lower vibrational levels of consciousness, shame, guilt, apathy, grief. Okay. You notice there's only really 4 emotions: mad, glad, sad, and fear. And the rest are just satellite or subordinate type emotions to
Mad,
this main 4:
glad,
sad,
sad, and
and fear.
fear.
Yeah, mad, glad, sad, and fear.
Those are those are the 4 emotions you.
4 primary emotions. Okay. Secondary emotions would be, frustrated. I'm frustrated, but I'm mad. So if we look at these from a higher perspective, now I had mentioned earlier that the language of 3D is action. The language of 5D or higher, I'm just going to say higher realms, is emotion, feelings. And what is the only emotion or the only feeling that exists in a higher realm? And I would argue that would be love.
Love.
Well, okay. So let's try to look at these from a position of love. What is shame? Shame could be love crying out to be noticed. What is guilt? Guilt could be love looking for forgiveness. Grieving. Grieving is love with no place to go. Fear. Well, from a higher perspective, fear could be love looking for safety. So you see how you can apply that all the way down the list, just from the basis of love.
Why does that make me feel sad? Or is it just if you're looking at it from a perspective of love? Or am I looking at it in the wrong way?
Well, here in 3D, we are experiencing these emotions and feelings that we have here because we can't in a higher realm. They don't exist. So this is really a privilege, and we choose to learn these lessons. And maybe when we pass on, that will be a guide for somebody else, or we'll go some, whatever we choose to do. But we have the experience of those lessons behind us, because the only thing that we can experience is love, creation itself.
So I'm reading this chart. That's why I'm like leaning forward. I'm reading it, and I'm looking at the process line.
Okay.
So it's interesting. I'm just going on the lower half. So pride is inflation, like inflated ego.
Right.
Anger is aggression. It's interesting because I see so much of this across like social media with the inflation and aggression, and I myself am guilty of it too at times.
Just in what Eva was talking about earlier with all the political climate right now, for example.
Yes.
I suspect that's what you were alluding to.
I think I'm realizing I am at a lower vibration than I would like to be by reading this right now. I'm looking at desire, enslavement. So fear is withdrawal. I think I'm guilty of a lot of these. Grief is despondency. Apathy is abdication. Guilt is destruction. Shame is elimination. So in the anger, desire, fear, and the pride things, I obviously have some things to work on there.
Nobody here can throw the first stone, right? So we all.
No, but I mean, it's the looking at the process part of it,
right?
And then, it's interesting.
It's just a matter of I want you to picture a table, and on the table there's all kinds of bowls and dishes and plates, and each one represent one of these paradigms or acceptance wills, whatever they may. Just decide which one you want to pick up first. That's all.
What's the energy log? So that would be the level of energy.
Yes. Okay.
Is that the hertz, like where
let's see.
the?
Yeah, this work is from David Hawkins. He's a professor of some college somewhere. He published a book in 2020, The Map of Consciousness, and this is where this comes from. So this is relatively recent.
Okay.
It's only 5 years old, but it's still subject to a lot of interpretation. It's the first time we've seen anything like this. It's the first time that we've tried to curate a log or scale what is high vibrational, what is low vibrational. I mean, we can differentiate anger versus happy, joy, sad. But what is really, well, am I vibrating at 600 hertz if I'm at peace with myself? Okay. Do I really measure it that way? So there's still lots of discussion about how this would apply. And
It almost seems like they should add a line or a column for megahertz.
Sure.
Right. When certain
Isn't that
megahertz.
sound though?
It's I don't know, body vibration.
That's what you mean by the energy log. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what that column that he titled energy log. That could be cycles per second or hertz, as you suggested.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, but as enlightenment, really, at that, when you hear different arguments that being authentic is truly your highest level of enlightenment, then you hear your joy or love is the highest. I guess we could debate that. I'm sure they all fall within the top 5, but okay, if we want to quantify them and qualify them by an energetic log or by cycles per second, I don't know. I can't say this is perfectly accurate. I can say this is a starting point that we can, work things through, like you suggested, April. Okay, something caught your eye, then yeah, maybe I ought to think about that a little bit. Okay, it's a starting point.
It's interesting that the lowest vibrations are in the lower grounding red chakra.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
And that anger, desire, fear is in the sacral chakra, and so on.
Right. So now let's just focus on anger for a moment here, because it's also a good example for spiritual bypassing. If it's perfectly normal to feel anger over something or some injustice or something like that. And then you work through it. It's what you do when you're angry is what makes a difference in your character and your behavior. We all get angry. So it's not wrong to become angry. We're here to experience those emotions. So if I was spiritually bypassing that, I would no, I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to think about it. Okay. I've just bypassed that emotion. I just bypassed working through that, put it on a shelf. Spiritual bypassing.
I think a lot of people do that for certain things, right? I mean, you could even say that when somebody, let's say, passes away, you don't want to go through that grief and etc. So you bypass and move on and don't go back and revisit that. Wouldn't that be basically the same thing, like an emotional bypass?
Right. Well, if you're revisiting it, you're staying in that same energy, same low level. And I'm going to venture out here a little bit and somebody, I think, April, you had mentioned somebody with cancer, or use that as an example. Okay. But if you spend the rest of your life saying, I'm a cancer survivor, this is positive, this is good, right? Okay. But aren't you still keeping yourself in that same energy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like always
Interesting you say.
Yeah.
What?
And like always saying, when there's the checks in the column boxes, are you divorced? Are you married? Are you single? Well,
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, if you stay in the divorce column forever, that's just revisiting that. You have to move. There you go. Like Michael said, you have to move forward. So
I didn't think divorce was a marriage status.
Apparently
it's so strange. So it's really interesting how we are now as a society. I don't mean we, but how the society is now encouraging and has been encouraging in the past 5 years. They've been encouraging people to put their ailments on their social media profiles. So I see a lot of people say that they, they're bipolar or they have ADHD or they are autistic.
Hmm.
And it used to be nobody lived and died by these labels,
Right.
because if you're autistic or you have bipolar disorder or
Mhm.
whatever, that is just a small, while it's it's an integral part of who you are, it is
Mhm.
not all of who you are.
Right.
It is not you. It's
Doesn't
just,
define you.
it's a
Right.
part of you. It does not define you. But
Right.
now people are allowing these labels and these illnesses or these disorders to define them. So they will never truly, it seems like they're willing to never truly either get past
Right.
being defined
Right.
by a disorder or an illness,
Mhm.
or they are willing to use their disorder or their illness as a scapegoat as to why they never truly got
Right.
to the point of life where they should be. It was like, oh, well, I have bipolar disorder. Oh, I have borderline
Mhm.
personality disorder. Oh, I have autism. That's why I felt.
You were awkward. I was awkward. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No,
yes, exactly. Yeah, if you're Generation X, you never embraced a label. You were just like, fuck you.
no,
I'm not letting a label define me.
right.
Don't put me into a category. How dare you?
But
Yep, I'm just gonna go
So
drink my garden hose.
that's
it
right.
has to, it has to serve you somehow for you to
Mhm,
want to keep it. And
mhm.
that's where
True.
the ego comes in. Yeah. Mhm.
It's
So
so weird to me.
now, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
No, it's and Alex says it's a society that's enabling this. So what
Mhm.
I don't understand why people would accept it though. Just because a society says this is what we should be doing, or what are your pronouns, or
Mhm.
whatever that people, in other, like, if you don't agree with it, why do it?
Right. Right. Or even submit to it.
Yeah,
And that would be a
exactly.
form of spiritual bypassing. If you're not true to your values, um, what your expectations are, what your boundaries are, but if you're still wrestling with the demons, well, uh, you know, I could, okay, I could, again, here's the preaching guru, it's probably best to stay away from alcohol. In the book Conversations with God, um, it reports that man, woman was never meant to drink alcohol, whatever that could be debated. Um, so I'm telling you not to drink alcohol, but I would imbibe myself on the weekend. Okay. I'm just the hypocrite type thing, spiritual bypassing.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Somebody even asked that. Alex did. Is it wise to do an emotional bypass, though?
Well, just, it's individualized
Mhm.
and you recognize where you're at just based on this scale. Again, it is a starting point. Am I still grieving the loss of a relationship? Maybe in some way I am, but I'm just not as preoccupied about it today, and I'll get better. So, okay, I'm on the right road with that. But am I still angry? Well, if I think about it and it evokes an emotion or feeling or something, well, yeah, there's probably still some anger there. And okay, I have to look at that. Am I aggressive about it? No, I'm not the violent type. I'm not going to do anything stupid, except maybe beat myself up. So how do I work through this? Well, I'll find a way by action, right? Do it anyway. How do we get ourselves out of depression? You do it anyway. Right?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you need help, reach out.
Hmm. Yeah.
And if you need some help with that, reach out to somebody.
Reach out to someone to trust who is not going to do any social, spiritual bypassing to you. It's like, oh, you just need to meditate more. Okay. You got that, April? I just need you to meditate maybe 20 minutes more a day. You'll be fine.
Gosh, if I could. Okay. So something that I found with depression or procrastination, or because ADHD tends to procrastinate pretty well, or I call it gridlocked, where you
Okay.
feel like you're at a four-way traffic stop and you can't move.
Mhm.
Something I found that can help with that is a countdown. So you know what you have to do. It's like I say, it's a woodpecker. Woodpecker's not going to chop down the whole tree, but they just put their head down and they start working at a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit until they get through it. So you just pick things and you do a little at a time, but you
Mhm.
have to get started, right? So what you do is you count down, you do 5, 4, 3, 2,
Mhm.
One. And when you hit one, you get up and you go.
And that's your pause, right?
Huh?
Wouldn't that be your pause also?
It could be. Yeah, but for me, that's my action thing. It's like if I
Yeah.
don't feel like doing anything, that's my
Right.
get up
I
and
went,
start.
I went right to that TV show with the grocery cart. You run with the grocery cart through the shopper or through the store with the shopping cart, and you fill as much as you can in a few minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yep.
that's where I went with that.
That,
Oh, I know that had a good
yeah,
comment.
well, that's her and I. We go to grocery shopping the last 20 minutes that the store is open. A lot of times, like if I had a 24-hour grocery store or a 24-hour gym, I would never go. I would procrastinate, literally round the clock, 7 days a week. So I'm glad that these places closed because my Aldi closes at 8 o'clock, 7:40 on the dot. I'm there and I'm running around in that 20 minutes.
And it depends on who's working or how nasty they get at closing.
They want to go home. So
Yeah, I don't blame them. I'm the same way, but I know at 6 o'clock I'm running out the door. If somebody catches me, forget it.
Yeah.
Winona had something interesting. She says sometimes stating, and I'm guessing she's talking about disability or whatever is going on. Here it is. Stating it can be It can be an interesting icebreaker though, and sometimes awkward situation. Use dark humor about their disability and move on. That's kind of a good point. I mean,
Sure. You're self-aware of that, and it's not a hindrance. It's not a handicap. It's part of who you are, and
acknowledge.
if you can, talk about that up front. Well, obviously, you're not ashamed of yourself. You're also strong enough to be vulnerable. So I would applaud that. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Anything else? What else we got?
Well, we were leading into we were discussing the different types of spiritual bypassing, and you can break them down into emotional psychology or psychological bypassing, and there's another column for behavioral bypassing, and that's where we're at with behavioral or relationship types, and that's we just started down that road actually. Self-awareness. Okay, if I'm not aware of what I need to work on, no, I'm not probably going to be a really good partner to somebody if I'm in denial about it, and then at the same time pointing out your faults. You need to meditate more, April. Okay. Okay. So you see, again, it works from the top down, and it's not only just emotional, but it's behavioral also. Meditation's another one, and I've seen people do this. I could meditate for 45 minutes straight. Well, good fucking for you. I can't.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh, yep. We had a guy at the group that said he meditated for 2 hours a day.
Like, what the hell? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way, but that's a lot.
I've seen that a lot, actually. I don't know why. Okay. Magical thinking.
How do you work?
Magical thinking. Do you live your life by your horoscope? Astrology?
Oh my God. I know so many people that do. Yep.
What are your crystals telling you? Okay. These are really just crutches. Okay. They can be used as tools for your development, for your enlightenment as you learn, permission slips to learn, but not to be used as crutches. Okay. So even, I follow my horoscope, and I'm not going to get married on Thursday because Mercury's in retrograde. No, that's not living life.
Yes, there's a lot of that.
I know a lot of people that you just hit on that. So many people that yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one, and we touched on really this already, is a spiritual superiority. Okay, I'm an old soul. I am more spiritual than you because I can meditate for 45 minutes, okay, or something silly like that. And you see it out there. Okay, I see it in contemporaries who would say, "Well, I don't know if I want to share that information. I don't know if the audience is ready for that." Well, who the fuck are you to judge?
Nice. That's true. Let us judge for ourselves.
You bring out the best of me, April.
Oh, thank you. I
So
concur.
that's why I have one more thing for you guys, and that is, when we look at all these emotions and feelings, the first step to enlightenment really is to just lighten up. That's all. Just lighten the fuck up.
That's it's even in that's in the name, enlightenment.
Yes.
So lighten
Yeah.
up, my friends. Okay.
So I like that. So in a summary, okay, all the things you just said, because people were coming in and life in and they were coming and going as we were talking. Will you sum up what you just said as far as being how far along you are, how and what holds you back?
So Michael is quoting Nietzsche there.
Hmm.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It's also a song.
It's what doesn't kill
What
you
doesn't
makes
kill
you
you
stronger.
Stronger.
On Bigwig, he likes being boring. And Heather, no, I wasn't. You meditate 3 times a day. That wasn't to knock anybody who was meditating. That was to point out people who act holier than thou, because I can meditate for an hour. Okay? A lot of people, I can't meditate for 4 or 5 minutes, and then my mind goes somewhere.
I used the trick that you taught me. I wonder what I will think of next.
What was that?
The trick you taught me, where you said you sit there, or you said, "I wonder what I will think of next."
Oh, I wonder what I can think of next. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I use that all the time because I have a hard time. I can't. Even 5 minutes of meditation is like if I do that, I'm like, oh, I got 5 minutes in.
If you remember that, you honor me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She shares that very often.
Yes, I do. I share it on here a lot. And we talk about meditation, how your alternate forms, and we could use that. Go for a walk outside. And Alex says that could be challenging for autistics. Am I wrong? Are you talking about meditation, or
There's
what?
many kinds of meditation, though.
Or I wonder what I will think of next. Which one would be challenging for autistics?
I think you put that out there before you said that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which one there. And Ricardo, welcome. Thanks for joining us late.
Any questions? I'll be happy to take a shot at it.
I think he was the only one. And I'm not a medical person on this, but I would imagine that, Alex, if there is something in your life that slows you down, that would almost be your form of meditation. Am I saying that correctly, Brian?
If something slows you down, it's either an indication that maybe you need to go in another direction, turn slightly. Okay. If you keep running into brick walls, well, there's your answer. If you're on the right road, you're going to get a lot of green lights and synchronicities that say keep going. Right?
Open doors.
So
no, I mean as in for like a meditation for somebody whose brain is very busy. If something, whatever they are, if they're focusing on that for a period of time, would that be a form of their meditation? Maybe.
Sure. And it's not limited to that. I do want my meditation is, well, I told you I was feeding the rabbits in the morning. That's meditation to me. Okay.
There you go.
I don't, they, of course I can't get close to them, but they don't run away anymore. They know I'm going to feed them. So that's my reward. And that's very meditative. It's me just lightening up. Okay. Working in my garden or playing with my dog. My pug Annie loves the beach, and we just go walk. Sit a minute.
I remember your pug.
Yeah. You can't always meditate, but if I go for a walk on the beach with Annie, I come back, I'm okay.
There's a specific question here, and I don't know if this is your realm or not, and you don't have to answer it, but does anybody have a suggestion for someone, because lightening up is more challenging for certain groups of people? Alex asked for people with autism, do you have a suggestion on how to lighten up?
I don't know why, April, but your audio just degraded. I can hear Eva fine, but
okay.
Yeah.
Alex asked, and I don't know if this is your your an area of your specialty, and you might not be, but is there a suggestion for people with autism on how they can lighten up? Because he said that could be difficult for autistic people. So if you don't have that answer, we could look into it and maybe have an answer for next week.
Hmm. Eva, can you interpret?
Yeah. Basically, I and Alex in our
Mhm.
chat was also asking about how to. Would you suggest anything on how he could possibly lighten up? But if my understanding autistic is many forms of autistic, and some of them just don't have that ability
Hmm.
Right.
to lighten up. Any suggestions you might have, if you have any?
Right. They don't have that capacity. I wouldn't say they don't have the ability. They don't have the capacity. And
Okay.
well, this is where working with somebody who's trusted, of course, okay, who's on the same frequency with you.
Hmm.
And this is where you do things together and you share that energy together. Okay?
Mm,
Even if it's that walk in through nature or on the beach or a talk or just holding space for each other.
okay. So pairing up with somebody who
Mhm.
can show you how to lighten up so you can share that.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
It
I'm,
does. I'm
I'm going to
thinking about
suggest
the guy at work. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
going to suggest comedies too, funny movies. As
Yes.
my mom was on the spectrum and she liked funny movies. So things that would make her laugh.
Mhm.
So I would say anything that makes you laugh,
Mhm.
you know.
I
Okay.
noticed the guy at work when he gets going on laughter,
Hmm.
it steamrolls with him, and
Hmm.
that's his lightening up
Yeah.
too. I mean, he'll laugh hard, like belly laugh when he gets going. Like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
when he's negative, he can be negative for
I mean,
sure.
yeah. Well, remember, smile is the universal language. So is
Mhm.
Right.
laughter.
Hmm.
So,
Mhm.
all
So
right.
I'm losing my signal here, so I think that's my cue. Okay. Mhm.
Thank
Thank you,
you for
Brian.
giving us your time. We
I
appreciate you
love you,
being
ladies. You know that.
here.
Okay. And I
Mwah.
will
We
talk to
love
you
you
again.
too.
Bye, sweetie. I'm a
Thank
lady.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Talk
real
to you
quick,
soon.
where can people find your book,
Your book. Where can they find your book?
The Awakening Code?
Oh,
Oh, well. Oh, we did lose
eh,
the signal. All right,
yep.
everybody. Brian is the author of The Awakening Code, along with many other books. You can find him online at Brian Donahower on Facebook, and The Awakening Code is available on Amazon. So, all right, cool, 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 cool. I feel like I learned
That was
stuff. How
good.
about you?
Yeah, that's nice.
I
I like
know.
Brian. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he really is.
And so
So,
is his pug. I forgot about his pug.
yeah,
Been
I
a
know.
while. Anything else for everybody?
No, that's it. And I don't think everybody was here had any questions, right? Did we miss anything? Michael said,
No.
don't hold on to anger." It's easier
Right.
said than done sometimes. It is really, really difficult, but you are absolutely correct. That's a learned skill also, how not to hold on to anger. So that's
Can
something we
imagine.
could cover one time too, like how not to hold on anger, especially these days when people are angry. We should do
Yeah,
something with that.
it really hits a nerve sometimes. So little things, and
Yeah.
try not to let the little things get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like go
Yeah.
visit April on Ben Pops or
Patreon.com,
YouTube,
April
Patreon.
Hunter. There you
Don't
go.
forget to like on the show, share the show, share
Yes.
April out there.
Yes, we appreciate
So,
you.
mhm.
Well, okay. Thank you for being with us, and we appreciate you very much. So we will see you all next week. We will see you next Tuesday. Cool, awesome dude. You beat me to it. So I will flex you on out of here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Much love. Thank you, and have a great week.